All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to use the frankly shocking recent exit of a Chinese processing plant in Gwadar as a masterclass in analyzing business risk and operational failure. Seriously, if you want to understand how massive global supply chains can completely break down at the local level, this is the perfect test case. Let's get right into it.
Now, a foreign company completely packing its bags and abandoning a strategic port city is a huge red flag. But we really have to ask ourselves, is this sudden business closure just an isolated event, a localized run of bad luck? Or is it a massive warning sign for international trade and foreign direct investment across the entire region?
Here's our quick roadmap for the case study. We'll start with the Gwadar exit, diagnose the operational failures and security risks, zoom out to the broader setback context, look at the geopolitical fallout, and finally wrap up with some crucial risk management lessons. We are drilling all the way down from micro-level friction to macro-level impact.
Okay, Section 1, the Gwadar exit. Let's dive right in and establish the immediate stakes of what actually happened on the ground. Think of this specific enterprise as having a very brief three-phase life cycle. In Phase 1, we saw foreign investment flow into Gwadar to build a plant focused on processing animal products, specifically donkey meat destined for export to China. Sounds straightforward, right? Well, this investment quickly slammed into a wall of rising operational friction and completely unviable costs in Phase 2. The situation deteriorated so rapidly that by Phase 3, in May, the operation was totally dead. Every single worker was laid off, the plant shut down, and the company fully exited the region.
Part 2. Diagnosing the operational failures. How exactly does a fully funded operation just collapse so quickly? Let's look at the bureaucratic breakdown.
What we're looking at here is the anatomy of a systemic failure. It's not just simple, everyday inefficiency. Imagine you're running a business processing perishable goods. You get them all ready for export, but suddenly your consignments are blocked. Customs and port authorities delay your clearances simply because different government agencies are failing to talk to one another. Now combine that logistical nightmare with sudden policy changes, arbitrary regulations, and outright corruption. Businesses can model for financial losses, but they absolutely cannot survive in an environment where the rules change overnight and policy uncertainty literally freezes their inventory at the port.
Section 3. Navigating severe security risks. Because honestly, that internal bureaucratic drag was really only half the battle. We have to look at the external threats too.
Physical security is a massive variable in any business risk equation. Gwadar is located in Balochistan, which is a region dealing with an ongoing insurgency. Groups like the Baloch Liberation Army, or BLA, have repeatedly targeted foreign workers and projects. From a strictly operational standpoint, this creates a deep atmosphere of fear, causes massive project delays, and drives insurance premiums absolutely through the roof. It makes the basic economic viability of running a plant practically impossible. I mean, no company can effectively operate when the physical safety of its workforce and assets is up in the air.
And just beneath the surface, there is severe social tension. Listen to this local grievance, which really hits the nail on the head. You are using our land and resources, but not giving us jobs. There is deep resentment over exclusionary hiring practices. Locals feel that the jobs are going strictly to foreign workers. This sense of exclusion fuels protests, it fuels unrest, and it drives up anti-China sentiment, which really just adds fuel to the fire of the region's broader security challenges.
Section 4. The broader CPEC context. Now that we know why this one plant failed, it's time to zoom out and look at the big picture. $60 billion. Keep that massive number in the back of your mind. That is the incredible scale of the geopolitical goals at play here, which is a wild contrast to the micro-level collapse we just broke down.
That $60 billion represents the valuation of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC. It's a flagship project of China's massive Belt and Road Initiative. The grand vision here is to connect China's landlocked Xinjiang region straight down to the Gwadar port. Why? To give China a crucial alternative trade route that completely bypasses global choke points like the Malacca Straits. It's a real game changer on paper. But here is the hard truth. Replacing a massive global trade route is incredibly difficult when your anchor port, Gwadar, is suffering from minimal industrial activity, critical infrastructure gaps, and exceptionally low cargo traffic. Plus, the macro environment makes supporting foreign investors practically impossible right now. You've got heavy national debt draining resources. You've got severe currency depreciation sending logistics costs through the roof, and energy shortages that leave industry, quite literally, in the dark. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif recently admitted that due to rising oil prices and instability, the country's economy has effectively been set back by 2 entire years.
You just can't sustain a $60 billion global trade vision on a crumbling economic foundation.
Moving to Section 5, Geopolitical Fallout, let's explore how the ripple effects of this single corporate exit impact the strategic postures of surrounding international players.
The fallout is profound, no matter how you slice it. For China, incidents like the Gwadar exit force a serious rethinking of overseas investments. It signals they might start imposing much stricter conditions on their partners. For Pakistan, the impact is a sharp decline in foreign direct investment and reduced global credibility. Because, honestly, if Chinese companies are packing up, other international investors are definitely going to hesitate. And for India, which has historically opposed CPEC because it passes through disputed territory, this development naturally validates their long-standing concerns about the actual security and economic viability of the whole corridor.
And finally, Section 6, Risk Management Lessons Learned. Let's finish up with our corporate postmortem and pull out the core business takeaways.
Here is the bottom line. Foreign investment is not just about throwing money at a map. To successfully plant a business in a foreign region, you absolutely need these 4 foundational pillars. Step 1, you must have political stability. Step 2, you must ensure physical security for assets and workers. Step 3, you need absolute policy consistency so businesses can actually plan ahead. And Step 4, you have to secure local support by ensuring the community actually benefits economically. Without these 4 pillars, even a $60 billion dream is going to fail at the ground level.
It all ultimately comes down to governance. And get this tragic irony. The local government only started clearing those pending export approvals after the processing plant had already shut down and the company had left. Talk about too little, too late. That's reactive governance. What's actually required in the modern global economy is proactive governance. You have to create a predictable, friction-free environment long before the crisis hits if you want to retain and grow foreign direct investment.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Looking at the sheer scale of the operational failures, the severe security risks, and the massive geopolitical stakes we've mapped out today, is the exit of this processing plant just the beginning of a larger collapse for the region's grand economic vision? Or can proactive steps still be taken to recover investor confidence? It's a critical question for the future of international trade, and one we should definitely all be paying close attention to. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning the mechanics behind the headlines.